right, guys. How are you doing today? It is Friday, isn't it? Right? I don't know if that means you're doing well or if you're still looking forward to Fridays in various different ways. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Either way it goes. Welcome. Hi, my name is Jay. For those of you who I have not met yet, CEO of CashFlowDiary, we've been going live every day now. This month, we will continue out this month, which is great. But the goal has been to just share the information that we can to help you build you so you can go do, whatever it is that you'd like to do. Hopefully build a business in some cases. Others of you, know that we're in the short-term rental world and that's what you're doing. Others of you, you're just looking for something a little bit more positive than what you might find on the news. And we share the information in the hopes that you take it that way. Most importantly, for those of you who don't know, back in 2008, 2009, that's when my wife and I began our journey into building business, etc. And through that particular downturn, that's how we were able to do a lot of the things that people have heard about and seen us do today. And there were a number of lessons there in terms of how to build the business, make the business happen, even though the economic situation of the entire country was doing different things. There is a way to build your own economy in so many ways, and that gets us excited, and that's the type of information that we want to bring and share with you guys. Over here at CashFlowDiary, we do a number of different things, and the thing is to help you become a bigger, better, badder entrepreneur. Today, what we're going to talk about, though, this morning is actually inspired, as often, by a conversation that I was having with someone, because they basically, what the conversation was around is because of everything that's been going on. She has had a lot of time, if you will, and opportunity to be able to take advantage of the hobbies and the things that she enjoys doing. So, and this may actually be happening to you, is that right now, because of everything that's going on, you too have a lot more time than maybe you thought you had previously, and maybe you're actually catching up on a hobby or something that you've enjoyed, or maybe you've discovered something new that you enjoyed and you're like, wow, I really like this. And you could be in a very interesting situation whereby it's like, how can I know that at some point I'm gonna have to go back to work, or maybe I gotta go to work, or maybe, but what would life be like? How can I continue to do this? Because I like the way that I'm feeling as I'm doing the thing that I'm doing. So what we're gonna talk about today, very simply, is how to take the things that you enjoy and put them in a situation such that you are now able to, well, call that your business too. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. All right, people. When it comes down to it, being able to put yourself in a situation in which you get to do what you want to do on a daily basis is a very, very unique thing. But what's awesome is that because of today's day and age, technology, there are so many different ways to go about it and to make that happen. Usually, the biggest challenge for us, especially today, is developing clarity. And when I say clarity, it's just an understanding of literally what you want to do. Keyword being want. Many of us do things that we have to do. Very few of us feel like we get to do things, right? And what can happen in times like this is that you start doing some things that you've always wanted to do, and now you're like, wow, this is great. How can every day be this way? Because if every day could be this way, then man, who knows what would happen or how this would go. And most importantly, what would I do with all of that time? And can this become a business? Well, the answer is yes. obviously, because in the same way that you like what you like, there's tens of thousands of other individuals who like what you like too. The difference is typically you just don't know who they are and how to reach them. Fortunately, today's technology makes that a lot easier, and we're just going to talk about some simple steps that you can do to put yourself in a position to permanently do the things that you like to do. So the very first thing, as I said, is all around getting clear. Getting clear on what it is that you actually want to do makes all the difference, right? So write this down. Clarity leads to power, but it leads to power to do two very specific things: decide and to act. That is the challenge, is that when you decide, when you literally cut off other options, then with conviction, you are free to act and move forward in the direction that you actually want to go. Without clarity, that is very, very, very difficult to achieve, because you feel like, hey, is this the right thing I should be doing? Am I missing out on something? Is it okay? And in fact, you could even have is it okay that I like this and this becomes my thing? The truth of the matter is yes, it's 100% okay. Not only is it okay, the world needs more people who like what they do. Okay, so hopefully you can become another one of those individuals. Now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, what I also want to ask you to do is just go ahead in the chat, type the word FIRST, F-I-R-S-T, because we're going to be here, and I want to know, or as we get towards the end, I just want to make sure that we can interact, that you and we can talk and chat and about anything that you got. Make sure you put your questions there too, but I just want to make sure that I get to welcome you, because that way I know that this is your first time here. Now, once you have that clarity, that's when, like I said, you can decide and to act. But what are those action steps that it takes today? Okay, what are those action steps that it's going to be that put you in a position to be able to take what you like to do, okay, and turn it into something that you get to do consistently, maybe even continually, long after the emergency situation is over? Well, one, it's good that you are doing things that you like to do right now. The question, though, is that I don't want you to feel sad if you suddenly have to let them go in some way, shape, or form. But it's really a three-step process, right? What I mean by this is, and again, every business goes through this, is that the three-step process, you first have to let other people know. They have to become aware that your business exists. A different way of saying the word aware would be promote. Most people just don't know. We have not made it known that you like this thing or have, business, if you will. Now, you may not even know what you want to sell, how to sell. You may be nervous about the word sales in and of itself. Good. That's fine for now. Don't even worry about it. One of the easiest things you can do, especially today, is connect with individuals who like what you like. So what does that mean? Well, it's simple. Mike makes the money. That is the lesson that I learned a long, long time ago. He or she who is holding the mic is the one that earns the money. So go start a Facebook group or a group on LinkedIn around the interest, a meetup, anything around the interest that you have, because there are other people who likely have that same interest. They just don't know that you would like to connect in that particular way. Once you begin to do this, you are effectively helping the marketplace become aware that you are there, and you are building what is typically known today as an audience, right? You are capturing their attention. Attention is the currency of today, for sure, and especially right now. And once you are able to capture someone's attention, especially if it's around something that you like doing, and they resonate with you, your personality, all those other things, whether this is audio, whether this is video, whether this is written, doesn't really matter as much as it matters that you are willing to tell other people that, hey, this is something that I like to do. Do you like to do it too? Hey, let's all, quote unquote, do it together. You now become the person who is facilitating connection, right? And when you are facilitating connection, that has value for many different people in many different ways. And you want to become that centerpiece for the people that you are ultimately serving. And you may not even think of it that way, because the only thing that you are trying to do, if you will, is you just want to keep doing the thing that you like doing. Well, okay, that's fine. You know, but you cannot keep doing it and still eat and do the things that you need to do unless people are aware, right? Because when you are a part of a marketplace, that exchange of value is what sustains your ability to be able to continue to do those things. So you have to come up with a way to exchange the value. Now, you may not, like I said, have a clue as to what you're going to sell or why you're going to sell it or to whom you're going to sell it. That's why I'm just saying, don't worry about that. Just start letting other people know that you exist and that you like this thing. And those who also exist and like the same thing tend to find their way to you. Because of the way technology works today, obviously many of you are very, very familiar with many different bloggers that do that information, as well as those who do YouTube and create the videos around things that each of us like, and those who also have a podcast, if you will, around things that of our interest to you. So because I'm curious, and you never know who's watching or listening or whatnot, but what I would love for you guys to do in the chat, if you will, type a either YouTube channel and or podcast that you enjoy, that because you like listening to that content, whether it doesn't, again, obviously doesn't have to be business, doesn't have to be anything other than something that you like. Because the only thing that I want to make sure that you communicate is, once you begin that process of producing content and or creating a space, if you will, for your people, your community, your tribe, all the words matter, for your people to hang out, you become that person, that centerpiece of value in some way, shape, or form. And maybe all you're doing is just talking, quote unquote, to the camera as you go live and you crochet and make something, as you design pottery and do that real time. Whatever it is, maybe there's something connected that you like creating, making, or you have a process that when you are doing it, you would enjoy the company of other people. Being able to figure out what that is because you have clarity, and then helping people to become aware is nearly, that is the biggest hurdle when it comes down to the whole situation, is helping people to know that you exist, that, hey, it's okay to like this thing, I like it too. And now we can all like it together. Because when you can do that, like I said, it begins to create value. So I'm curious to see the places, I'm curious to see the places that you guys find or are willing to, spend that extra time. Just put those in the comments below. Now, I said it was a 3-step process, right? So let me see. Let me do that. I'm going to pull up something real fast, see if I can do that for you, because I think it would be helpful. There we go. I'm trying to pull up a very simple graphic. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's the one I want. Where'd it go? Well, that didn't work. Ah, there it is. So now you'll be able to see some of where I'm coming from. And boom. So when we're looking at it, so again, the first step was to make them aware. Then what it comes down to is, after you've made them aware, is how can you gauge what they're specifically interested in? Like, let's pretend that you now that you're aware that people are listening to you, they're showing up, you want to find out what they're interested in. Oftentimes people will volunteer this information like, hey, can you do this, or do you have that? And it makes it relatively easy to then figure out, okay, well, they wanted that. Let's go make that, and or do that, or provide that. Can you organize a Saturday event all day to where we can all get together? Sure, totally, I can make that happen. There are many different ways to take, again, what you like as the basis of the thing that you want to do on a permanent basis. And once you've gathered and gauged their interest, then the next thing is just begin to just offer it to them, right? Once you know, once they've told you, once they've communicated, when you're ready for the third step, it's just a matter of putting together an offer that's based upon what they said that they wanted. And then you repeat that process. Now, obviously, I'm simplifying something that has a lot of steps. My point, though, is really only one thing. Oftentimes we can feel guilty, especially as humans. We can like, man, but I like doing this thing. And somewhere I don't know where, but we learn that because I like doing it, I'm somehow not supposed to be able to make a living doing it. Like, there's nothing wrong with earning a living from the thing that you like to do. It's just a matter of understanding that there's still a process to it. And that process today, because of technology, because of the way things work, because you have a cell phone. I was looking for my cell phone, like, where'd it go? There it is. So because you have a cell phone, you literally have in your hand already everything that you need to get it started. You see, there have been many times that you probably had the idea of, ooh, one day when I have time, then I will. Well, when I look at the calendar, I do see 7 days on there. None of them are called one day. So why not today? You know, because getting started sooner rather than later is probably a good idea, especially if you've got the time right now, and even if you don't, because if you begin building, then that way you put yourself in a position to where you no longer have a single point of failure, so that you can have a more resilient income, a more resilient lifestyle, a more resilient everything, simply because if for some reason something happens to plan A, you've already built a plan B. And having a plan B is a good idea. And maybe today you now know that a plan C, D, E, F, and G also wouldn't be so bad either. Now, I'm curious to know for those of you who who are watching or thinking about it, what is a plan B, plan C, plan D, plan something that you've always considered that maybe you said one day when I have the time, then I will. I'm curious to know, what is it that, what that was, and is now the time? I mean, I think so, but I'm curious to know what were some of the things that you say one day when I have time, then I will. Definitely talk to us, let us know in the comments, especially those of you on YouTube. For those of you on Facebook also, so that you know, we are in the process of moving over to the new Facebook page at facebook.com/CashFlowDiary Live. And then for those of you on YouTube, you're in the right spot. By all means though, please hit the like button for sure, because that would be very, very helpful for us. And go ahead and subscribe as well. So, oh, I see there are, let's see what some of you guys had to say today. Hello, hello, hello. Day 24, yes, Stephanie. Yeah, I know, right? It's day 24. We're actually, I don't know if you guys have ever attempted something that you were afraid to do, or when the last time you attempted something was, right? Yeah, this was that thing for me. It's like we've been continually doing it. We're getting there. We're coming down to the last few days now, which is kind of exciting in the sense of, okay, I did it. You know, I'm starting to feel like like there's a new muscle, there's a new something that's there. As well, so that's pretty good. Hey Kimberly, how are you doing? And John, you like this one? You like that one? I know, man. Yeah, I like it too. Robin, how are you? Welcome. And then Kimberly says, Breaking Brown Tone Talks on Twitter. Oh, okay, got it. All right, so she's sharing content that she appreciates, and this is exactly my point. You never know, like, I don't know if you've ever just done this randomly, but it's interesting to me that when you are looking at like YouTube or any of these social media channels, there can be people with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 million followers that you have never heard of. And it's like, wow, that's a thing all unto itself. I never knew about it, which is why today's opportunity is so very, very unique. It used to be very difficult to get near those who were like us, like you, like ourselves. But now, building that community, connecting in that way is something that's easier than, well, has ever been. And that's what's exciting, is that because it's easier than it's ever been, and because you have a cell phone, it's accessible to each and every one of us. The only difference is, will you do it? Will you do it? You know, let me see what else you've got. Jarrett says, hope you're doing well. Been focusing heavily on e-commerce during this break and beginning to see some serious traction. Let's go. No doubt. Good. And that's the thing. Maybe e-commerce is your thing. And who knows? You like the selling of the products that way. Awesome. And now is a great time to be experimenting, because when you're in an experimental mode, you learn stuff. You just don't know what you're going to learn. You just got to be open to getting started, going down that path. If that's something that you like, again, the process is the same. Make the marketplace aware, gauge their interest, make the offer. Make the marketplace aware, gauge their interest, make the offer. It doesn't really matter what it is that you're interested in, and there's nothing wrong with it. So you just do it. You know, and because going live is easy, because creating videos is easy, audios is easy, writing is the one that like stumps me. So it's not exactly something that I do anywhere near as easy. Then, you know, pick your medium, just pick one, you know, it doesn't have to be all of them, and just start, because you'll never find out. You will never know. Let me say it this way. You can't build a business in theory. You just can't. It has to be done by lots of experimentation. And now's a great time to make that happen. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully things and information like this helps you in some way, shape, or form. Make it through, because one, two. Oh my goodness. Okay, yep, there it is again. I can't learn and look good at the same time. Anyway, hopefully information like this helps you in some way, shape, or form. Just keep trying one more day. Keep pushing one more day. You know, you woke up this morning and you did, here's what I know you didn't say. You didn't say, you know what, I'm going to aim for the bottom. You want to do your best. So just tell a friend. Let more people know. Promote the fact that you like what you like, and let the whole world know, and see what happens. Try it for, I don't know, 30 days randomly, and see what happens, because on the other end, you might be surprised about who you can connect with and what you could build if you just try. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always fun for me to share and talk with you. I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.